Our emotions controls the world. Your emotion controls your action, regardless of how positive you are, how you've learned to work on yourself, how you've improved on yourself. You've taken all the classes, attended all the seminars, practiced all the drills, read all the books, taken all the classes. Regardless of this, sometimes you will come up against obstacles that are not going to go your way, regardless of how prepared you are, regardless of how you've overcome all the challenges in the past. Sometimes life just happens. Things just happen unexpectedly. There is no explanation for them. They just happen. They are there. You just have to work on your emotion. How do you deal with this? How do you, check your emotion? Because your emotion, what you feel, controls your action. That's why you would see two people in exactly the same circumstance, but they react differently to the same situation. So sometimes it doesn't matter how prepared you are. It's just like when life happens, life happens. Take for instance, you've spent 3 months reading for a 1 hour exam or 2 or 3 hours exam every day, 5 days a week, sometimes even 7 days a week. You studying for 3, 4 hours every day. You're well prepared, and you go into the exam hall, you froze. You can't even write the thing. You have all this knowledge, you can't put it on paper. You fail your exam after all this preparation. It's not because you're not well prepared. There are just some circumstances that happen that you can't explain. Take another example. You're the best shooter in your basketball team. You always make consistently free throws, 20 in a row, 10 in a row. But today you just can't make a single basket. It doesn't mean you haven't been practicing or you're not well prepared. It's just life. That day there's nothing you can do. Another example is like you're a tennis player. You rely on your serve. You are a big server. And just on that day, you're just double faulting over and over again. You can't seem to get even your first or second serve in. Of course, you're well prepared, but on that day, life just has a different plan. Or you're a footballer. You're known for being the best footballer. You can throw passes from any corner of the field. In fact, you can pick out a mouse from a hat with your passes. But on this very day, nothing is working. You can't even pass like 1 meter across from you. It does not mean you're not well prepared. Of course, you're well prepared. This is what you're known for. But today, life just happens. So the only thing you can do is to control your emotions. Control your emotions. Because life would happen, but your reaction is what sets you apart. How you react to obstacles, how you react to challenges, that's what sets you apart. It's just like in life. In every aspect of life, in sports, we'll celebrate what we're like. You hear it, they say, oh, this person has hit form. Everything works for this person. It's a day, it could be for a day, for a week, for a month, for a year. That person just hit form. It's like hit the big form. Everything seems to work. Or like a salesman who just like everything they touch, turns into gold. They are just outselling everyone in the whole region, in the whole country, in the whole company. We all celebrate this, the hit form. But when we hit slump, like nothing is going our way, instead of taking the time to try and understand it and maybe just understand this is life. Life has ups and downs. We all go straight to complain. And some people throw times from kick out. So it's all about controlling your emotion, trying to understand your emotion. That things will happen, things that's been going right for you might go wrong. Things that have been going wrong for you might go wrong. It's just being able to try and wait it out. Sometimes that's all you have to do sometimes. Just ride it out. That's all you have to do. Just like the day is guaranteed to come after night. Sometimes that's all you have to do. Just wait it out. Sometimes you don't need to react to it. You don't need that reaction. The reaction is not going to change anything. You just need to wait it out because you've put all the work in. Someone was asking me before when I said you have to learn from your failures, and they've said, how is it possible that you could celebrate your failure? If you could celebrate your wins, then you could learn from your failures. Because if you learn from your wins, then you should learn from your failures. Whenever you fail, I actually think the best practices comes from your failures, because then you could go back and look at each individual stream and think, how can I make that better? What would I have done? But when you win, you're so caught up in celebration, you just think it comes like that. But I think failure is a check in life. It makes you take a step back and think, how can I improve? And that's how the good become the great. The best people in life, they have problems. But when problem hits, they don't just give up and say, no, I just can't do it. I'm so bad. I'm not good enough. I'm the worst. No, they continue to strive because they know they've done the work. And soon enough, things will turn around for them. They'll pick form again and things will start working in their favor. That is just part of life, up and down. Don't just give up whenever you hit an obstacle that seems insurmountable. Once you've done the work, just leave the rest to God. But first, you must put in the effort. You must go above the ordinary. You can't just do just enough. Just enough. You have to. Jim Rohn says you should do more than you get paid for. You should put in more than you get paid for. Why? Because you investing in yourself. Every time you go above and beyond, you are investing in yourself. You're growing, you're learning, you're challenging yourself, you're breaking out of your comfort zone, you're setting a new trend for yourself, you're becoming a new version of yourself, you're upgrading yourself. So every time you do more than the average, you're becoming better than average person. The difference between those who bounce back and succeed and those who sit on the sidelines and never attain their goal is decision. The decision to carry on when nothing seems to be going in their way. The decision to never turn in the towel, to stand up and fight again. The decision to strive when everyone says they should quit. It's never going to work because they know full well this is temporary. This is temporary. The good times are going to be back again. It's like the world revolving around the sun is going to come back to you. Just keep pushing, because the minute you give up, that's the minute it ended. The minute you throw in the towel, it's finished. The fight is over. But for every second you stand up and go another round, you've given yourself an opportunity to win, to knock out. But for every time you sit and throw in the towel, that's it. That's the end of that chapter. It's closed. You can never change anything. Just like yes, you can never go back to yesterday and change anything. It's done. It's done. That's why you should never quit. You should never say no, I can't do this. You should take a second rest, but strive, push, challenge yourself, become the better version of yourself. Always try and improve on yourself what you did yesterday. But for those who always quit and fold their hands and wait for their fortune to turn, always remain in constant decline till they die. Because now on the waiting on outside influence. They've forgotten that the power lies within them. They say change yourself, change your environment. Everything you become comes from you. God gave you that from the beginning, just like He gave every human. Everything you would become is within you. You just have to find it within yourself. Here's another simple analogy. If you don't tend to your garden, weed will take over. If you don't plant nice flowers for the summer, when summer comes around, people are harvesting roses, lilies. Your garden is just full of weed. Weed, and no one wants to get like stung by nettles or weed. No. If you don't take care of yourself, the nature, your environment will take over. You cannot control what controls you. That is simple. Take for instance like sportsmen, when they just return from injury, they become rusty. If you don't practice, you become rusty. That's what happens in your life. Every time you've not taken a step to improve yourself, to better yourself, to grow, you are becoming rusty in a certain field. That's why you wonder why some people remain in the same position for years and years, because they're declining. A new version of other people are appearing, they have continued to decline. And who wants an old thing? Not everyone wants an upgrade. The latest version, the faster, the quicker, probably more battery life. For the sake, if you continue to strive on the edge of circumstance, like you continue to strive for what you can't see, like things you can't control, things outside your control, but you continue to strive, knowing and believing well that God will come and see you through. Say, for heaven will see you through. Your effort will be rewarded. Maybe not immediately, but surely soon. For you never throw in the towel. You continue to give more than 100%, even in the face of adversity. It's like, no, you would persist. For heaven will see you through. For they say God helps those who help themselves. Who help themselves, not who others help. No. They say you can never climb the mountain of success on another person's back. So for whatever you're going through, first you must start. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. Everything is within you. You cannot climb the ladder with your hand behind your back or at the back of another person. No, everything you want is within you. If you're facing challenges, don't run from it. Face it. Try to understand it. They say the reason why we worry so much is not the problem itself. It's lack of understanding of the problem. So most time you're worrying about something is because you haven't got a full knowledge of the problem. You don't understand it 100%. So most time we're running away from something. We're running away because of lack of understanding. We don't have a full 100% understanding of what that thing is. Therefore, our quickest thought is to run. And when you start running, you will always keep running because your mind now understands to run. It never wants to stand up and fight. It goes back to the earliest memory. It's run, run, run. Run, run, run. For whenever you get into challenges, always try and understand it. Ask yourself, what is the root cause of this? Ask yourself, why and what? Why? For they say, after all, the person who never asks why in any situation, in any position, soon enough, other people will be asking, why you? Why you? Because you never spend time to ask why enough. You never bring about a new idea. You never think about new ways. And people will be asking, why you? Why are you in this position? You never contribute. You just do enough. Just enough. That's all you had to do. Just enough. They say anyone can be paid just to do enough. But those who climb the ladder are those who do more than they paid for. Whatever it is, you must try and understand the foundation of your issues and see how you can challenge it, how you can overcome it. Do you need to learn more skill? Do you need to associate with someone? What is it you need to do to get to the next level, to become the better version of yourself? In life, in sport, or in marketing, before you take on an opponent, you spend time studying the opponent, analyzing them. So why don't you do this for your life, for your problem? Why don't you take time, analyze it? Where am I falling short? Where am I not doing so well? Evaluate yourself and the situation. Then take them on, tackle them. James Allen says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Only those who stop and think can restart and overcome. If you're struggling for this, put yourself around, in a quiet place you can think clearly. Surround yourself with people who can help you grow, who can cultivate your thinking. Always trying to control your emotion. Even at my age, I've seen many people who have lost golden opportunities in life just because their temper, their emotion. They become, oh, I have a high temper. I have a high emotion. Oh, that's my attitude. That's my character. That's who I am. And they've lost so much good opportunity. No one could talk to me. No one could tell me what to do. So control your emotions. If you don't control emotion, your emotion controls you. You can never control what controls you. A slave can never control the master. It is simple. If your emotion is your master, then you are the slave. It's like those who are addicted to smoking, maybe cigarette or whatever, or those who are addicted to drugs and heroin and all that. First, they created the habit. They started by having one cigarette, and then two, and then three, and now that habit has become them. They can never shake it off. They are controlled by that. I've seen people who, in the middle of mating, they'll quickly run out in the middle of mating to have a quick smoke. Like they must have a cigarette before they attend the meeting. In the middle of every break they run in for cigarette. That's because they've built that habit, and now the habit controls them. So you can never control your emotions. So whatever habit you're building, trying to make sure you're going to be comfortable with this controlling you, because after building that habit, it's going to control you. It's going to become your master. You will become the slave. But if you set out in life with an intention, you're always trying to plan for the ups and downs. You can't fix everything, you can't plan everything, but you have one intention. For instance, two people bash into each other. One says, "I'm sorry," and walks away, and the other person starts losing tantrum, cursing, smashing stuff, screaming. Exactly two people in the same situation, but one has reacted differently from the other. Why? Because the other person has an intention, it has a goal, it has a plan. The other person, they're just like sheep drifting around the sea. They just go wherever comes, they react to it. That's how you must control your intention. You must plan your day. Before you set out, tell yourself, I am not going to react. I'm going to be this way. You must force yourself into a place that you become the best version of yourself. So the difference of that incident is not at that minute. The difference of how you react to a situation most time is pre-planned. And for you who never pre-planned, you're doomed to fail. They say who never plans is ready to fail. So now try and have an intention about your life. Plan your life. Where do you see yourself in the next 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year? What are you working towards? It could be a little thing. Maybe just you're reading half an hour each day, or you're taking some online certification, some course in something to help you grow, something to benefit you, something to make sure come the end of this year you have not been the same you were at the beginning of this year. You must tell yourself, ask yourself, am I drifting apart? Or am I drifting around in the sea, just waiting to be picked up like by fishermen? Or do I have a steady plan for my life? They say we have two types of mind, an absorbing mind and a selective mind. So some people have an absorbing mind. They just absorb whatever it's in the environment, and then it controls them. These are the followers. They just absorb. Their environment becomes their master. But some people have an absorbing mind and a selective mind. They're able to absorb what they want from their environment, but only select what's crucial to their development. These are those people who can grow from a ghetto where there's drug dealers, criminals, robbers, and still come out different. These are those who can come from the poorest of the poor place in the family and become a decent human being. So you have to try and encourage yourself to have a selective mind. Select only that which is vital to your growth, only that which will change you, only that which will take you out of your environment. You cannot absorb everything within your environment. Only take that thing which will change your life, which will influence you. Regardless, some people could associate with the worst people in this world, but they will still be who they are because they have a selective mind. Some people would hang out with all the drug dealers, all the smokers, all the drinkers, but they would never touch or drink or smoke. Why? They have a selective mind. They have a goal. They have an intention. They have a dream. They want to get to the top of the mountain, and they know they're not satisfied sitting at the bottom of that mountain, drinking, throwing dice, eating, taking all sorts of drugs. So build your selective mind. Control your emotion, because your emotion will control you.